All right. The odd forms and somber tapestries have come.
So odd, so somber.
Yeah, we recently just played a demo for Scorn.
Scorn.
And heads up if you're somehow not aware, I guess if you're a new viewer.
Yeah.
Scorn was a sponsor for a long time, DZ Allies podcast.
Way back in the day.
They did not sponsor this video, but they've given us a lot of money a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's worth noting.
So we won't be reviewing the game.
Yeah, we won't review it. It won't be eligible for any kind of awards from us.
Yeah.
But put that out there so that you know as we give these impressions. But yeah, we got a demo, and I also had a little briefing from the team a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
About the game coming out on October 21st on PC and Xbox.
Yeah.
And
soon.
Yeah, and it's essentially, they described the whole game as essentially one big puzzle.
Yeah.
It is like a very freaky puzzle game, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
They drop you in there and they let you figure it out.
Which I enjoy in games typically, when they don't over-explain things.
Right. They say there's no dialogue in the game.
Good.
Which sort of makes sense, considering you're a skinless freak.
Yeah, you can barely, I don't even know why we're alive or how we continue to be alive.
Yeah, in the demo, you just kind of rip yourself out of the fleshy matrix or whatever
Of the
you're
earth?
in.
Yeah, who knows? And then there's a hallucinatory, is what we're seeing the reality we're actually in? Who knows?
Yeah, it's sort of flashing back and forth there between, I don't know, it could be the future and the past.
Yeah,
I don't know. Spoiler alert, we basically talk about all the puzzle solutions in this demo. If you want to go in blind, that's the way this is intended, so you may want to bounce out of here. But yeah. They also described this as a prologue.
This demo?
Yeah. So I don't know when we play the game if this is the start of the game or if it's the start of the game and then you cut to another one of these.
It would make sense that this is a guy who fails to get out and we're the one who doesn't or something.
Yeah, well that is actually an interesting point because that's something they say you're not trying to escape, you're trying to get deeper in.
Oh. Well, then, this guy fails to do that.
Right.
And we're the one who doesn't. Or something, who knows.
But yeah, clearly just from looking at it, a lot of inspiration from H.R. Giger.
My God, yeah.
A lot of inspiration from Cronenberg.
Yeah.
The whole thing about these just fleshy machines everywhere.
Yeah, bio machines. Very Existence meets H.R. Giger.
Yeah, one of the first things you do is you just shove your hand in a thing. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then immediately try to get it back out. And it's well, you put your hand in there. What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, it just bolt in this key device.
I liked how there was rivulets of blood running down.
Yeah.
The arm.
There's a lot of good details like that. Even with the bodies that are kind of lying everywhere, and you can kind of see yeah, this is not the first time that anybody's done this sort of thing. Somehow this place operates on bodies. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the impression.
A lot of the details, and they say that's one of the things. It's a lot of it's up to your interpretation.
Good, that's cool. Yeah, it's they're growing these strange skinless men with lipless beaks for mouths and then using them to power machines or I don't know, get arms.
Right.
Or was that a coincidence? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that might have been a coincidence. There's
Which
one
is kinda
point where
weird.
there's a door that requires two people to open it. And yeah, through a long series of events, we just used a detached arm,
which I have a few.
We just killed this thing.
What I'm loving about it so far is the atmosphere is incredible, the design of the worlds. I mean, if you like H.R. Giger, you're there. The sound design is very good. I think I have a few minor annoyances so far from this demo.
Right.
Where things blend in kind of too much and don't highlight until you're kind of right on top of them.
Yeah,
which
at least there is
normally,
a little halo.
At least, if there wasn't that, you'd be completely lost. Maybe they need to have an option to increase the distance from which things will highlight. Because, like, normally I find that kind of thing world breaking, but I also find, like, wandering around the same area 4 times looking for something I missed, only to find, like, a console I didn't see in the first place I looked.
Well, that's one of the things that was interesting is just like to watch you play after I'd played. And
I also
like,
had Bloodworth breathing down my neck the whole damn time, making me feel like I needed to go fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just was like, well, you've already been in that space, so at least let me like not have you wander around the whole freaking level again.
Yeah.
Because you'd kind of like pivoted your camera to just miss the one interactive item,
see the thing
and then you somehow pivoted your camera to just miss it on the way down.
Yeah.
So
it was weird, but like, so like that I think maybe needs a tweak. I could see someone complaining about that in a review or something where it's like, I can't find the damn thing, you know.
It is a thing. Yeah, I think to me it's less so much about it being visible and so much about it's just like there's just so much
the detail of the environment
space to explore too, because like I missed kind of the thing in the middle towards the end where you get the little piston gun
where
thing.
You get the
and you missed
gun.
the same thing because it's like we just kind of like walked right past that.
Yeah. Well, and like we were saying while we were playing it earlier, like that thing has a light glowing on it, but there are other things that have lights glowing on them that are just set decorations. So eventually your brain sort of just goes like, okay, well, if it doesn't highlight, you know, it's not a thing. But sometimes you don't go close enough for a thing to highlight that you need to go up to.
Yeah, that one, it just literally pops up out of the ground as soon as you walk up to it, but you can just walk right around it, think you've seen that little cul-de-sac.
I walked by it like
moving.
3 times. And, you know.
And that's the thing is I think that there's just so much open area that doesn't have anything, at least at this point.
Yeah.
That it can be easy to be like, well, okay, nothing here, and keep moving, and then you go to a puzzle, you know, and that's the thing. It's like you can interact with a lot of things before you get to that part of the sequence.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I see what that machine does.
Which is interesting too, because for the first big puzzle that we did, where you have to like get the thing, put it in the machines, use the machines, like. I can't tell if I like this or didn't like this because I looked at all the machines first.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, I understand the general concept. We have to get some kind of egg-shaped thing. This one's gonna break it open. This one's gonna do that. This one's gonna do this. And like, okay, I know what all of these do. And then by the time I finally got the little egg-shaped thing with a dude in it, which is kind of dark and weird, it's like, okay, I already get it. But then you have to sit and push through all the things. You have to watch all the little machines do their things, which is like cool. And I was trying to put myself in like a Myst headspace, where it was like, okay, it's 1998, and you just have to watch little cutscenes a lot. And like when I put myself in that mindset, I was like, okay, this is fine. But when you are trying things and trying little things, and you have to watch the same thing over and over, it gets a little long, you know?
I am curious what the other machine would have played out, because there are 2 machines that you can put the guy into. Like, one of them is a scoop, and the other one is a saw, and we both used the scoop. And I'm like, oh, what's the saw gonna be like?
Yeah. So I wonder if you could have pushed him all the way down to the saw and used that. I guess you could have.
It seems like an alternate solution.
You could move the thing. Okay, I used the scoop too, which. The saw maybe would have felt a little more, would have made more sense, because that's like, okay, you're bifurcating this dude and his arm falls off. Like, who knows what they were meant to use that machine for, but that makes sense, right? You're cutting something in half and an arm falls out.
That's one thing I was theorizing. It's like a lot of these things that like, they sort of don't make sense, but it's like, well, everything is sort of thrown together and like
broken.
Like I feel like with the scoop, like it probably was just supposed to scoop him out.
Yeah.
But he's been in there so long that he's like fused with his egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like, I really like that. I love that it's old and crazy. I am a little annoyed that the solution to a puzzle is a coincidence. That we just happened to get his arm, right?
Right.
It's like
could you have like chopped off anyone else's arm? Well, I guess you wouldn't have had a way to chop it off.
Yeah.
It's like you need a machine to sever it.
And it's like, then you could think of it the other way, where it's like the intended solution of that is there's more than one person there when the place is working as usual, so you don't need to solve like a big crazy puzzle, you know. to open a door. So it's like, whatever. It was a cool idea, like having an arm to stick in the machine to lock the door on the open setting.
You didn't play around with it first, but you can put it in there before you have the necessary functionality of it too. It's just kind of flopping there. It's like, nope.
Oh yeah. No, I figured, I'm like, okay, now I have another arm. I should put the hand thing on the arm so I can use stuff.
I see. What else did they say in the meeting? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of clear from playing the demo now, but it's like about the longer lasting tension rather than jump scares. Again, the audio is a big part of that. And then creatures kind of going about their lives. You don't really need to confront them.
Yeah.
And then like the weapons that you do have kind of have low ammo, so you need to kind of choosy when you do that.
Yeah, the only entities we encountered creature-wise in this demo were little floaty gas jet guys.
Spraying gas, and you kind of had to pop them just to get by. So interesting game. Definitely good to know that it's more of like a puzzle game.
It is a puzzle game. Like, I thought it was, I don't know why, I was like, okay, it's like a dark shooter, like back in the day. And I'm like, no, this is gross mist.
Very gross. But yeah, looking forward to seeing where things go from here, and if there's another character or whatever that happens.
I'm very curious what people will think of this game. I have it on, not just because I have it on my fantasy critic team.
Right.
We'll see, I guess.
But prepare for grossness and prepare for puzzles.
Yeah.